Hello folks, this is Aitan Aja from InspiredWise.com and today we are going to talk about the Samsung Galaxy S20 Fan Edition. So guys, let's first start with an unboxing for the same. Inside the box you get the smartphone firstly, then you get the SIM tray ejector tool. Inside you get the quick start guide, the warranty card and a lot of other stuff as well. You get the fast charging module on the inside, but no earphones inside the box along with a Type-C cable. This one, adaptive fast charging, is a good module, but it's not the maximum power capacity that this smartphone can charge up to. So that's something which you have to keep in mind. The charger inside is a 15-watt charger. On the right hand side you get the power button and the volume rocker. At the back there's the Samsung branding along with the camera module and the LED flash. At the top there's the SIM tray slot which houses a hybrid SIM card design, which means one SIM and one microSD card or two SIMs at once. Now at the bottom you get the speaker grill, the USB-C port and the microphone hole. This phone weighs around 190 grams and it has glass front, plastic at the back and an aluminium frame. It's around 8.4 millimeters thin and has IP68 dust and water resistance. At the front there's the punch hole style notch, and overall in terms of build and design I felt that this smartphone is pretty good and it does feel great in the hand, does not feel too big or bulky despite the huge display that it does have. The display on this one is a 6.5-inch Super AMOLED 120Hz HDR10 plus Full HD Plus display with support for an always-on display feature. Particularly, I feel that the display is the most strong part of any Samsung smartphone. The high refresh rate can also be reduced to 60Hz in case you want a little bit more battery life out of your smartphone. This one comes with stereo speaker setup, Wi-Fi 6 support, USB OTG, NFC support as well, and on the inside it comes with One UI, and you can see that the software experience is pretty smooth because of the 120Hz experience. You get around 6 or 8 GB of RAM, 128 or 256 GB of storage, Exynos 997nm plus chipset on the inside. The storage is really fast, UFS 3.1 super fast storage, so you get really good experience when it comes to opening up apps and a lot of other things like that. And all in all, the network quality, call performance, all of that is also pretty good. It does support carrier aggregation, which means 4G plus is supported on this smartphone. Now let's talk about the camera module on this one. It has a 12 megapixel f1.8 dual pixel camera sensor which comes with PDAF plus OIS support. There's an 8 megapixel telephoto sensor with OIS, and it comes with 3x optical zoom, up to 30x hybrid zoom, and there's a 12MP ultra wide sensor as well. The front camera is a 32 megapixel one and you can shoot 4K 60 FPS video both from the front and the back. The stabilization in videos was pretty good, and even in terms of colors and autofocus etc, that was pretty good, and I like the video quality on this smartphone. And apart from that, if I talk about the selfie quality, all of the images taken from the camera modules of this smartphone were pretty good, but then it also comes down to the fact that do you like such a slightly oversaturated, slightly sharpened, contrasty look on your smartphone images or not. But generally speaking, I felt that the camera on this one was not bad at all. I was able to take some really good pictures with this one, though I would say that when compared to slightly more natural processing as seen on the iPhones etc, it does look a little bit more towards the poppier side, towards a more accentuated color side, but still I would say the camera on this one is pretty good. If I talk about the battery, it comes with a 4500 mAh battery, has support for 25 watt fast charging, 15 watt wireless fast charging, 4.5 watt reverse fast charging, and I feel that this is one of the well-rounded smartphones around. But in case you are going to use it on 120Hz, the battery life might not last you that much, but 1 day battery life is guaranteed on this smartphone. It's available in Cloud Lavender, Cloud Mint, Cloud Navy, Cloud White, Cloud Red and Cloud Orange colors. And if I talk about the pros, it has a good form factor. There's the under display optical sensor, but it's not the ultrasonic sensor. Has a flat screen setup, and you get it for around 49,999 for the 8 128GB version on Amazon as well as offline channels. If I talk about the cons, the Exynos chipset can still heat up sometimes and people still prefer Snapdragon chipsets. And if we talk about things like Gcam etc, they run better on the Snapdragon chipsets. There are a lot of other things also which have to be kept in mind when using a smartphone with an Exynos chipset, and I think that Samsung India needs to change their strategy when it comes to launching devices like this here. For sure it's a great smartphone, but it could have been much better. So guys, this was it for this video. In case you like this one, don't forget to smash the thumbs up button and do subscribe to Inspire to Rise for more awesome tech videos like this one. And guys, no matter what you do, stay inspired to rise.